Chase.
I'm Max.
And we're going to talk about our adoption journey thus far. We were home study approved in December
1st.
December 2020. I think it was like December 5th. I don't know that the exact date really matters. And we had spent the months leading up to that really
Fundraising,
but also interviewing different agencies and attorneys to try to find the right fit for us. I think we interviewed
Four or five.
5, something like that. And we also interviewed consultants. And in the end, you know, we were really up in the air about whether or not we would hire a consultant because it felt like a lot of money up front. And after interviewing, we really felt like having somebody that could handhold us through this whole process would be really helpful. So we did end up hiring a consultant, Katie Zimmerman at Pearl Adoption Advisory. And I don't know, what was it about her?
she's very professional and on the ball, and she has a lot of experience as a attorney in a prior career. And
Yeah.
so she really knew the ins and outs and could speak very knowledgeably about everything, you know, that we had questions about.
Yeah, and I think too, one of the things I really liked about her was how focused she was on an ethical adoption. I think the more you get into the adoption sphere, the more you realize how complicated and messy everything is, and you're always wanting to do things right, and it's really hard to do things right when you don't really know what right is, and everybody has a different opinion of what right is. And so I think having Katie be there to help us through everything made a really big difference for us, and that's why we chose her. Yeah. The other great thing about working with a consultant is that we would then be working with multiple agencies and multiple attorneys and just kind of trying to find the right match for us from lots of different angles. And one of those angles was Pear Tree. And working with Katie allowed us to have a small discount on the monthly Pear Tree fee, so we thought,
Might as well
try it, it's not gonna hurt. And I think we signed up a couple of days after we were home study approved. We also
It was one of the first things we did. We signed up with like 1 or 2 agencies, or sent our profile book in, and then signed up with Pear Tree. That was like one of the first 3 things we did.
It was really easy. I liked their website. I thought it was kind of fun to go through the questions, and honestly I thought there's just no way that we will be matched on something like this. There's so many people and who knows, but I liked how Pear Tree verifies not only us as the adoptive parents or hopeful adoptive parents, but also the expectant moms. I think that doing the self-matching process can be really scary, because we had, right in the very beginning, I think the day we posted our social media accounts and the day Katie posted our profile on her website, we had 2 or 3 people, maybe just one person under 2 or 3 profiles, reach out to us and try to emotionally scam us, which was no fun to have to deal with. But I think knowing that Pear Tree kind of did some of that vetting process in the beginning made me feel a little better.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, was it 2 weeks maybe?
No, not even. It was like 10 days.
Yeah, not even 2 weeks. We got a message on Pear Tree, and actually I didn't see it for a whole day because we have a separate email account specific to the adoption process, and that's what I used to set up the Pear Tree account. And I forgot to check that email a couple days in a row, and then I checked it one day and I was like, oh, we have an email from somebody. And I had just had some social media scams email me or message me, and so I was kind of hesitant. And it was a young woman, we'll call her G, because we don't want to share her, we don't want to overspeak and share her story, but she reached out to us and asked us to text her, and then we had gotten some feedback or encouraged to try to do a video chat. So we asked her if she'd be willing to do a video chat, partly because we wanted to make sure she was a real person. Again, we trusted that Pear Tree had done their due diligence, but we wanted to be extra careful, and right away she was willing to do the video chat, which was great. And I don't know, our first video chat was kind of long, and we just kind of spent time getting to know her and learning more about her and the birth father, the expectant father, I should say. Yeah, and it was a great first meeting. I think we kind of left the call in a bit of shock, like, is this really happening? We spent a month kind of chatting back and forth, a little bit of text, a little bit of video chats here and there, nothing too crazy, but just kind of getting to know each other. And I think after about maybe 3 weeks is when she said that she and the expectant father were wanting us to parent her baby.
Yep.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, we got to know them pretty well, and had contact through like FaceTime or Zoom and a lot of text back and forth, and we became pretty close with G, hoping the best for her and the baby and the father, and yeah, and that all happened pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think it was a confirmation for us, because we'd always thought we wanted to have an open adoption, and we know that it's important for the expectant mom to feel that they feel comfortable with that relationship, and so that relationship may grow or change over time, but it just felt really right. Like, we were able to chat, and we had, you know, our life circumstances were very, very different, but we had a lot in common. She loved to cook, Max is a chef, and so, you know, they chatted about food, and I'm a really big Disney nerd, and she liked Disney, so we had lots of points to
Talk about.
Yeah, lots of points to talk about. Unfortunately, G did not seek medical care prior to meeting us, really, and so once she met us and determined that she was interested in potentially having us parent her child, she did start seeking medical care, and things looked fine for a while, and I won't get into all of the details, partly for our own emotional state, but the baby was born at the beginning of February, and we left our city, and we were getting ready to fly out there, and unfortunately things did not turn out the way we were anticipating them turning out to be. We got some phone calls, and extremely long story short, the baby was born with some pretty extreme and unexpected medical conditions that were actually fatal. The baby ended up dying 2 weeks after she was born. Sorry. It did not end.
Did not end well.
The way we expected it to.
But we have been in touch with G, just you know, kind of back and forth, just chatting, like just checking in with each other pretty much.
Yeah, right after it all, I think one of the things that helped us feel better was the relationship that we had built with her, and the fact that, you know, Pear Tree had allowed her to connect with us and her to take kind of control of the situation in a really tough situation that we can only imagine what it's like, and we won't pretend to know what it feels like, but I think she was able to take control of the situation and kind of be the lead, and having that relationship with her and still being able to connect with her in a way to know that, you know, she's doing okay and that the dad's doing okay, and that we all wish each other nothing but the best for everyone's future, I think is one really positive thing that has come out of this.
Yep.
So we took
about a month off.
Yeah.
And especially the first week or two, we just bunkered down. We both were able to get some time off of work, and then we just tried to do some self-healing and spend a lot of time with each other, and
refocus. I think
Yeah.
it was a really big shock for us, I think, to go from anticipating having a child to not, and I think, you know, we were emotionally as prepared as one can be for, you know, G to decide she wanted a parent, or the dad, hold on. There's our dog. We were as emotionally prepared as one can be for, you know, G to decide that she wants to parent, or the dad to decide, or there were grandparents involved that we weren't so sure how that would go. And I think we were anticipating that something could happen, but
Nothing like that.
nothing like the, you know, fatal medical conditions. It was a really big shock. So we took some time to just kind of just kind of emotionally take a deep breath, step back, and prepare ourselves to start this process over. And again, having Katie with Pearl Adoption Advisory was a huge help, because nobody really understands what it's like. You know, we have family and friends who want to be there for us and are trying to, you know, be as an emotional support system for us, but having Katie there to kind of handhold us through that process and talk to us. She talks to us the night of, the next day, a few days later. She checked in with us regularly, was really helpful, and I don't know what we would have done in that process without Katie. It was...
Yeah, she was a really key part of our support system.
You know, one thing that people have told us is that, you know, we'll never feel fully healed until we are parents. And so we decided to, you know, take a deep breath and face our fears and try this again. So that is where we're at now. We are back on Pear Tree and back on the hopeful adoptive parent lists of the agencies and attorneys we were working with before, and active again on our social media platforms. We even started a TikTok account, which
She did. She started it.
I want to seem hip. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It gives me something to do. You know, I think there's so much of this process that is out of our control that, you know, doing things like this video or TikTok videos or posting on social media just keeps me occupied while we're in this waiting period. And it makes us laugh. I don't know. How are you feeling at this point?
I think, feeling a little better, but still have some bad days and still am sad, but, you know, time helps.
I feel cautiously hopeful, I think is a good way to describe it. Like, I don't think that there was anything we could have done differently, and I'm really proud of our relationship and our communication skills. I think we were really good at being there for each other in the aftermath of everything. I think this whole process solidified our intentions. Like, we know we want to adopt even after this really hard experience. We still know that this is something we want to pursue, and especially an open adoption, we still know we would like that because the relationship we developed with G was so positive. We weren't under any impression that it was going to be easy as in the years to come, but, you know, it was such a positive experience getting to know her. And so I think that for me, it really solidified my goal of having an open adoption in the future.
I agree.
Yeah. So that is our story in a 15-minute nutshell. And we're really grateful to all of those involved and Pear Tree. Pear Tree knew that we were matched, and our consultant had let the founder know what had happened, and the support that the Pear Tree team gave to us was so kind, and the kind words they shared with us were also helpful.
That was very unexpected and
Yeah.
Really nice. So thank you.
It was. So, we are looking forward to someday being parents. Now is not our time, but we're not letting that experience stop us, and we continue to be hopeful.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's all.